I was talking to the producers about a show I did with Lila Rose, and what year was that we did this?
The Daystar Television Network, one of the largest Christian broadcasting ministries in the world, finds itself embroiled in a controversy over alleged misuse of funds by its president, Joni Lamb. At the center of the dispute are accusations that $100,000 in ministry resources were used to cover expenses for Lamb's 2023 honeymoon with her husband, Doug Weiss. The allegations have raised questions about financial transparency and ethical leadership within the organization, sparking debate among supporters and critics alike. In a 36-minute video statement released Tuesday night, Joni Lamb forcefully denied the accusations. "We didn't spend any of Daystar's funds on our honeymoon," she stated, adding, "We covered the cost ourselves. This is just another lie." Despite her emphatic denial, expense reports and insider testimonies obtained by the Roy's Report, TRR, appear to paint a more complicated picture, fueling public scrutiny of Daystar's financial practices. Expense reports raise questions. According to two Daystar expense reports reviewed by TRR, Lamb charged nearly $100,000 to her corporate credit card for a luxury resort in Los Cabos, Mexico, where the couple spent their honeymoon in July 2023. The charges include $36,780.32 on one report, and $60,041.68 on another, both tied to Ventanas al Paraíso, an upscale resort known for its extravagant amenities. The notes on the expense reports, reportedly written by Lamb's assistant, reference the use of U.S. bank rebate points to cover part of the costs. However, Jonathan Lamb, Joni's son, and Daystar's former vice president, alleges that there were not enough credit card points available to fully cover the charges. As a result, ministry funds were used to pay the remaining balance, he claims. Jonathan Lamb further stated that the charges were approved during an August 2023 Daystar board meeting, where board member and attorney Tom Callender decided to classify the $100,000 as a gift to Joni Lamb. Jonathan, who opposed the decision, expressed his disapproval during the meeting. "I told them it didn't sit right with me," Jonathan shared. "This is ministry money. It's not meant for personal luxuries." He speculated that Joni may have reimbursed Daystar for the charges after the controversy came to light, but questioned the transparency of the process. Board dynamics and leadership tensions. The controversy has brought to light deeper issues within Daystar's leadership, including alleged power struggles and shifting board dynamics following the death of Marcus Lamb, Joni's husband and the network's founder, in 2021. According to Jonathan Lamb, the board's current makeup, consisting of Joni, Callender, and a few others, has created an environment where financial decisions can be made with minimal oversight. Jonathan voiced his concerns during a September 2023 meeting with Callender, Daystar CFO Arnold Torres, and attorney John Lynch. He questioned the appropriateness of using ministry funds for personal expenses and raised additional concerns about the couple's use of Daystar's private jet. Between October 2022 and May 2024, the ministry's jet reportedly completed 24 round trips between Fort Worth, Texas, and Colorado Springs, Colorado, where Weiss resides. The Trinity Foundation, a nonprofit organization that monitors religious ministries, estimated the cost of these flights at $76,922.20. During the same period, the jet also made 13 round trips to Destin, Florida, where Joni and Weiss purchased a $2.9 million beachfront condo in September 2023, Lamb's defense and Daystar's official response. In her video statement, Lamb maintained that all charges on her corporate credit card were properly reimbursed and accounted for. "This is something we've always done," she said, referring to Daystar's policy of reimbursing personal expenses charged to corporate accounts. Daystar echoed this sentiment in an official statement to TRR, asserting that the network conducts annual audits by an independent accounting firm to ensure financial accountability. However, when pressed to provide documentation proving that Joni reimbursed the ministry for the honeymoon expenses, Daystar did not produce evidence. The lack of transparency has raised eyebrows among critics and supporters alike. Many have questioned why Lamb and Daystar have not provided concrete proof of reimbursement if the charges were indeed covered personally. A history of controversial practices. This is not the first time Daystar's financial practices have come under scrutiny. Jonathan Lamb revealed that the use of credit card points to offset personal expenses began years ago under his father's leadership. However, he claimed the current controversy stems from a significant escalation in the scale of such practices. The itemized resort bill obtained by TRR lists expenses totaling $100,818, including food, beverages, and gratuities. Critics argue that such extravagant spending conflicts with the principles of stewardship and humility that Daystar claims to uphold. Jonathan also alleged that ministry funds were used for other personal expenses, including $5,500 for professional photography services for Joni Lamb's daughter. He emphasized that these practices undermine the integrity of Daystar's mission. "This is not what my father built this ministry for," he stated. Public reaction and broader implications. The controversy has sparked a firestorm of debate within the Christian community. Supporters of Joni Lamb have defended her, citing her decades of service to Daystar and her role in continuing Marcus Lamb's legacy. Joni has dedicated her life to this ministry. "People should give her the benefit of the doubt," one supporter commented on social media. Others, however, have criticized the lack of transparency and called for greater accountability. "This is why people are losing trust in faith-based organizations," a viewer wrote. "How can you preach about honesty and integrity when your financial practices don't reflect those values?" The allegations have also reignited discussions about the challenges of managing large Christian organizations. Observers note that as ministries like Daystar grow into multi-million-dollar enterprises, the lines between personal and organizational finances often become blurred. "This isn't just about Joni Lamb or Daystar," said a commentator from the Trinity Foundation. "It's about the broader issue of accountability in faith-based organizations. When leaders are entrusted with millions in donations, they have a responsibility to operate with complete transparency." What's next for Daystar? The stakes are high for Daystar Television Network, which relies heavily on viewer donations to sustain its operations. Financial controversies like this one threaten to erode trust among its audience and could have long-term implications for the ministry's credibility and funding. As calls for accountability grow louder, many are urging Lamb and Daystar to provide clear evidence of reimbursement and to implement stricter financial oversight. Some have even suggested bringing in an independent third party to review the network's financial practices. For now, the Christian broadcasting world is left in suspense, waiting for clarity from Joni Lamb and the Daystar leadership. The controversy serves as a stark reminder of the pressures and vulnerabilities that come with leading a global ministry in the modern age. In August 2023, Jonathan Lamb disputed allegations regarding financial mismanagement at a Daystar Television Network board meeting. A key incident involved board member and attorney Tom Callender gifting $100,000 to Joanna Lamb after costs allegedly surfaced. Jonathan, who managed Daystar's finances until November 2023, conjectured that Joanna might have reimbursed the funds. Despite repeated requests from Trinity Foundation, neither Daystar nor its president, Joni Lamb, has provided documentation to substantiate this reimbursement. In an official response, Daystar stated, "Joni Lamb fully accounts for and reimburses all charges for personal expenses incurred on a corporate credit card." However, the lack of proof regarding the date or method of these reimbursements has raised further questions. Concerns about misuse of ministry resources. Jonathan Lamb has raised broader concerns about Daystar's financial practices, alleging that his mother, Joni Lamb, misappropriated ministry funds for personal benefit. Flight logs from October 2022 to May 2024 indicate 24 round-trip flights between Fort Worth, Texas, and Colorado Springs, Colorado, Doug Weiss's hometown. Additionally, an estimated 13 round-trip flights to Destin, Florida, during the same period cost approximately $69,200. The frequent use of Daystar's private jet was particularly notable in September 2023, during which it was often near Destin. Coinciding with these trips, Joni Lamb and Doug Weiss purchased a $2.9 million beachfront condo in the area. Jonathan also cited other questionable expenditures, such as $5,500 for personal photography for Joni's daughter, Rachel, and Doug Weiss's appointment as host of Daystar's flagship show, Ministry Now. These examples point to a troubling overlap between personal and ministry expenses, exacerbating concerns over financial stewardship. Jonathan further alleged that the precedent for such misuse was set by his late father, Marcus Lamb, Daystar's founder and CEO until his death in 2021. According to Jonathan, Marcus Lamb's history of utilizing ministry funds for private gain has persisted under Joni Lamb's leadership. Accountability in faith-based organizations. Daystar Television Network, one of the largest Christian broadcasters globally, relies heavily on viewer donations and partnerships with other ministries. Donors expect their contributions to advance the organization's mission, not to fund personal luxuries. The controversy has called into question Daystar's financial transparency and ethical standards, particularly given its exclusion from the Evangelical Council for Financial Accountability, ECFA, which establishes best practices for donor-funded organizations. Annual independent audits conducted by third-party accounting firms have not fully addressed the ethical implications of certain expenditures. Critics argue that this lack of transparency erodes donor trust and damages the reputations of faith-based organizations. Broader implications for ministries. Faith-based organizations like Daystar bear a significant responsibility to uphold high standards of financial stewardship, especially as they rely heavily on donor trust. The allegations against Joni Lamb underscore the need for ministries to ensure their operations align with their stated missions. Mismanagement of funds not only risks public criticism, but also undermines the work ministries seek to accomplish. Reactions to the allegations. Reactions to Joni Lamb's denial of the accusations have been mixed. Supporters cite her decades of leadership in Christian broadcasting as evidence of her integrity. However, critics, including former employees, view the allegations as indicative of deeper structural issues within Daystar. Jonathan Lamb's public objections hold particular weight, given his prominent role as a former vice president of the ministry and a member of the Lamb family. He has emphasized that his objections are based on biblical principles, maintaining his loyalty to his mother, except when he perceives her actions to conflict with Scripture. Members of the broader Christian community have expressed disappointment, noting that financial scandals in ministries divert attention from their spiritual missions. Mismanagement of funds undermines the public's trust and casts a shadow over the credibility of faith-based organizations. Steps toward accountability. To restore public trust, Daystar must address these allegations transparently and promptly. Key measures could include 1. Providing documentation. Daystar should release detailed reimbursement and expense records to clarify how ministry funds have been used. 2. Independent oversight. Establishing an independent board of directors would strengthen accountability and reduce conflicts of interest. 3. Improved communication. Engaging directly with donors and supporters through open forums could help rebuild trust and demonstrate a commitment to accountability. 4th, ECFA membership. Joining organizations like the ECFA would signal a renewed focus on financial transparency and adherence to ethical standards. Implications for ministries and donors. The Daystar controversy serves as a cautionary tale for other ministries and nonprofits. It underscores the importance of financial integrity, especially for organizations that depend on charitable contributions. Donors are encouraged to research and vet organizations thoroughly to ensure their gifts are used responsibly. By addressing these issues, ministries can strengthen their commitment to stewardship and amplify the impact of their work. Transparency not only fosters trust, but also reinforces the values that these organizations claim to uphold. Conclusion. The allegations surrounding Daystar and Joni Lamb highlight the need for greater accountability and transparency within faith-based organizations. For Daystar, resolving these issues is critical to preserving its reputation and fulfilling its mission. The controversy serves as a reminder that ministries are not only tasked with spreading the gospel, but also with demonstrating integrity in their operations. By taking decisive action to address these claims, Daystar can reaffirm its commitment to its supporters and restore its credibility. Moving forward, faith-based organizations must prioritize financial transparency and ethical stewardship to ensure their missions remain focused and their reputations untarnished. For Daystar, embracing accountability is essential to regaining trust and advancing its purpose with renewed integrity.